track coach to all my coaches in the gym, strength and conditioning, boxing, taking care of every little thing, and my nutritionist that we brought in. Everything's come full circle, and everybody's in sync to get the job done and to take care of business on August 6th.
What gives you the most concern facing a guy like Jake Paul?
I have no concern. I'm super confident going into this fight. I feel like this guy is not on my level, and he's made a huge mistake picking me.
Talk about training here in Las Vegas. This is the boxing capital of the world. Just being here, just talk about Las Vegas and training here.
Being in Vegas is amazing. It's great. My family, we came here for boxing. So to be here and to be training for potentially the biggest fight of the year is on me now. And I feel like I got Vegas on my back. I have a lot of support coming from here. This is my home, and I love it here. I think that it's not a better place for boxing, and to take it from here and then to go to the so-called Mecca of boxing is just it's beautiful. It's poetry in motion.
Talk about that fighting at Madison Square Garden. When you were there last week, did you kind of get a sense that, hey, this is really happening, I want to be fighting here?
Yeah, it came, fighting in Madison Square Garden came kind of fast. I didn't think it would happen this fast, but, it's here, and I'm ready, and I know what I signed up for, and we going to war, and to go in there, and we're going to make it look easy, inshallah.
Talk about, give me your prediction, August 6th on SHOWTIME pay-per-view against Jake Paul.
Pause for a second. Can you get this away from your phone?
Oh, sorry.
The wire away from your phone.
Okay,
August
6th. Yep.
August 6th.
Start again. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Talk about a prediction for August 6th. Okay, looking for that prediction, August 6th on SHOWTIME pay-per-view.
August 6th, SHOWTIME on pay-per-view. Jake Paul can plan, I can plan, his team can plan, and my team can plan. But Allahu Allah, Allah is the best of planners. Whatever Allah has written will be. I'm going in there, I'm putting my best foot forward and give it 100%. And inshallah, my hand will be raised at the end of the night. Whether they got to drag me off of him, drag him off the canvas, or we see the final bell. Either way it goes, I put my 100% faith in my hand being raised.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, you want to, Steve, you want to do a couple of these one-on-one before you jump in the ring?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah.
Keep it tight, Steve.
Just make sure I'm in the shot. Do you mind just moving? Just make sure I'm in the shot when I get over there.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
You want to see in the shot, Steve?
If it fits, better make it. It's already recording, right? The numbers going down?
So recording.
3, 2. Steven Coreno, KOR Sports, are here with Hasim Rahman Jr. Man, congratulations on this big opportunity. Obviously, we all saw the ending of the sparring with you and Jake. Being in boxing gyms, you kind of know sparring escalates the longer it goes. Break down to me how that escalated to that point.
Thank you for having me. First and foremost, I want to thank Allah for giving me this opportunity. In the sparring session, I knew what it was when you come dealing with somebody who's not familiar with boxing. They told us that we couldn't film anything, but they had 3-4 cameras rolling. So I kind of knew how they would dress it up and make it look like. And that's exactly what they did. They showed him landing a good shot, and then they showed, the aftermath of, me being upset or whatever. But I was upset over the fact that the disrespect that he was showing, the fact that he's jumping on top of him, the fact that he's talking on the trash when he's not doing anything. But he landed a couple good shots. But I was there on the handicap, and that's what I was trying to let him know. Not really that, bro. I'm really under the handicap right now. I can't switch southpaw. I can't go 100%. They told me if I did, I wouldn't get paid. So, this is asinine if you're making a mockery of the sport. That's where that anger came from. It didn't come from, what had happened in the sparring. If if that was the case, I wouldn't have came here and showed my whole team the whole sparring session. I came right here and showed my whole team the whole sparring session. They seen what happened. I used one hand for 95% of the session. I stayed orthodox all the way up until 30 seconds left of the sparring session. So, you know, that was more so showing me having respect for boxing and who did it. You know, that's what you see in that episode right there, or that little 10-15 seconds. You don't see what really they will never show you, what really went down, how it really went down.
You're releasing that after?
That's on them. Right. I mean, if they want to, they can. But I mean, Jake Paul describes the session as a heated sparring session, and I'm sitting here telling y'all that I only use one hand with this guy for 95% of the time. So how heated could it be if I'm only using one hand?
You said in there that sparring, 16. I heard you in the interview say, this could be 16-ounce gloves. In your case, it was 18. Did you have heavier gloves than he did in your sparring? I don't know what size gloves he had, but I had 18-ounce Everlast Pro Lock. So, I don't know what size. They're not going to tell me what size gloves he had on. But, I wouldn't know. I couldn't tell by him punching. So it was. Right. I just know I had on 18s like a heavyweight should. You're looking good, man. Looks like the weight's coming down pretty good. What are you eating to kind of not be hungry, but still keep the weight off?
Well, I'm feeling myself correctly. Without giving up too much information, I'm staying under 500 calories a meal, and I'm feeling really good in all my training sessions. And I'm eating 2-3 times a day, and I'm drinking a lot of water, and that's been the key. Staying hydrated, staying fueled up, and working out a whole lot. And that's what's been bringing the weight down. And the weight's not been an issue. I'm actually on track to hit weight before next Friday, which is the weighing day. So if I come in under 200 pounds, don't be surprised.
You last one, man. You talked about Jake's endurance. Kind of showing in the Tyron Woodley fights, he gets kind of tired. But you also said that his plan is probably, to weight train you and try to get you so that your endurance is low as well. How do you think that's going to play out between the both of you guys in there?
I think that it's going to favor the more experienced fighter. The guy that's been there more. I've been there. I've been in the ring more than him. I have more experience than him. He works very hard, and he is in great gym condition. But he's proven time and time again that once you get him outside of the second and third round, his tires almost go flat. And they're counting on me to go flat. So, I feel like I've righted my ship. And he said it himself. He didn't change anything up for this camp. He's doing the same thing. He may be going more rounds. Or he may be doing some things different. But I just believe that, the key is experience and being able to say I've been there, I've done that. I don't think Jake has what it takes or has been through enough to see me, to defeat me. I don't see myself being defeated by this man in any realm.
We can't wait to see it. August 6th. Thank you so much, Rock.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Go ahead.
Great to see you. How you doing?
Reporting.
How's that?
It's great, man. It's great. It's been a great camp. It's been,
Thank you.
Very high intensity. Very, very, very focused. And I'm here to do my job, and I've been doing my job. So I'm ready to make this thing go on fire come August 6th.
The whole world's tuning in. You're carrying boxing on your shoulders. He's carrying social media on his shoulders. The press conference said you don't care about social media. What was the face-off like?
I thought he was bigger than he is. He's actually smaller than I thought he was. But, the face-off was the face-off. I faced off with guys tougher than him. I faced off with guys who can box better than him. And I just think that he's taking me lightly. So, to be honest, I think the mistake that I made in my last fight, I think he's making it in this fight.
Which is what?
I took my opponent for granted. I wasn't ready as far as experience, and I didn't know that my opponent possess the skills that he possessed in there. I took him for granted. The things that he did good, once you get in there, it's real. When you get in there, it's really real in there. And, one day I'll get that back, but right now I'm focused on Jake Paul. And like I said, he made the mistake that I made. He's taking me for granted. He thinks that I'm going to get in there and gas out, or he thinks I'm going to get in there and blow it, and I'm not. I'm coming in there to fuck him up.
100 amateur fights, 13 pro fights. Where do you rate his power based on the sparring data?
I mean, if we was in a wet paper bag, we'd be waiting all day to get Jake had to get us out of there.
He can't crack.
Not to me.
I mean, he did knock out Nate Robinson, and with the last fight he had.
NBA player. Ben Askren was coming off a hip replacement. And Tyron Woodley was on a losing streak. He's a welterweight. None of these guys were bigger than Jake. None of these guys hit Jake the way I'm gonna hit him. The way Tyron Woodley had Jake on a queer streak in their first fight had Jake thinking about retirement already. So I look to close the show on Jake Paul from August 6th.
Now, you spend, obviously, your dad's a legend. You also spent some time with Gervonta Davis in camp. What do you remember from being with him in camp a few years ago?
He goes hard. He goes hard every workout. His intensity is very high, and he pushes himself to the limit to where he's absolutely drained, done at the end of the workout. But he does every round extremely hard, and he does every run extremely hard. He does everything full tilt, and no matter if it's a long day or a short day in the gym, he's giving 100%.
One thing I tell fans online, because some fans are saying this fight is fixed. Absolutely not fixed. You're going for the kill. He's trying to knock you out. You're not kill, but you're trying to knock each other out. How do you respond to that?
I mean, if you think the fight is fixed, go ahead, bet on Jake. I mean, my father, he put in a tremendous amount of work in this sport. He put his life on the line. I would never make a mockery of this sport. I would never make a mockery of this legendary thing that we do. This goes on forever. We warriors in there, and I'm here to prove that I belong in the championship fight. And come August 6th, I think people will see that.
Two more and I'm done. What's the headline the day after the fight?
Down goes Paul.
Nice.
And last one, what's your message to Jake Paul if he was standing where I'm standing?
You know you fucked up, right? Jacob? It's over for you, boy. Here we come.
There you have it. Tell him where to follow you.
Hasim Rahman Jr. on all social media.
There you have it. Thank you so much. At least take back reporting. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
You got my shade. Just joking, man.
Yeah.
This is the Schmo with the Pro. He's got 6 knockouts. He's 12-1. He's Hasim Rahman Jr. in the flesh. DLX Boxing Gym. How we doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing? I'm with the Schmo right now, and we live, direct, Las Vegas, Nevada. Next week, we're going to be in Madison Square Garden, and I'm going to be knocking out Jake Paul.
Not bad for the first time. August 6th, your life can change. It's not about one fight, it's about 2 fights, right? We're talking about a second payday. If you knock this guy out, he wants a rematch, how much moolah are you going to demand?
I believe that he's going to retire after this fight. I don't think there's going to be a rematch.
No Tommy Fury?
I think all those plans go. I don't think he's going to want to box no more. When I get through with him, I think that given his response to the first Woodley fight and his mannerisms after the first Woodley fight, he seemed like he was on the verge of not doing this anymore. So when I finish with him, I think that he's going to completely step away from the sport.
What's the best thing that he does inside the boxing ring?
The right hand. His right hand is his best weapon.
Certainly, man. A lot of noise being made about the hydration clause inside the contract. You don't fight as low as you have to weigh in at. What is that, 204 pounds? How much weight do you expect to weigh in come fight night when you enter the ring against this man?
Come fight night, I'm going to be anywhere from, 200 to too much for him.
All right. Senior, you're sitting over there cool as a cucumber. If you were to rate this 1 to 10, 10 being the best, how would you say your son's conditioning is right now?
10.
confident. Final message for all the Rahman fans out there worldwide, and for Junior, same thing.
Final message? You want the final message?
Yeah.
Well, he just told you. Now goes Paul.
Different interview.
Paul going far, man. This is it for him. It's it for you, Jacob. It's over for you. It's a wrap. Go ahead, go to the WWE with your brother.
Wow. Just over there in Madison Square Garden, too.
I mean, you know, they two boys from Ohio, so they go ahead and kick it off in the WWE. But this boxing, this fight is real. This is a real fight. So, you know, I'm going to punish this boy.
He's the pro. I'm the schmo Las Vegas, Nevada route.
What's up, Hasim? What's going on? FightHype.com here with Hasim Rahman Jr. ahead of August 6th in Madison Square Garden. Hasim, man, Jake was talking recently. He did a video where he said these mofos, they can't promote the fight. They don't sell the fight for nothing. But you may have been doing more interviews promoting this fight than he has, and the numbers are doing good promoting the fight. Anything you want to say in response to Jake claiming he's the only one selling the fight?
I mean, Jake says a lot of things. He one minute he says he beat my ass in sparring. The next minute he says I got the better of the sparring. The next minute he says it was a heated sparring session. And the next minute he says it was boring. 1 minute he's saying go buy this NFT. The next minute the NFT doesn't exist. He's a scammer. He's a runner. He's a track star. He's all the fraudulent things that I've been saying this entire time. Jake's not what he proclaims himself to be, and he goes back on his word a whole lot. So come August 6th, I'm gonna make sure he go back on coming into the ring to fight Hasim Rahman Jr.
How long do you think into the fight it takes for those things you're talking about to show up? You know,
from the first bell, from the very first bell to the very last bell, I believe I'm gonna dominate, and that's how I've been training, to dominate from beginning to end. I sincerely think that he does not belong in the ring with me, and I think that he made a huge mistake in picking me as the replacement.
And checking the odds before coming here for media day, it was surprising to see Jake's 2-1 favorite at the. What do you think of that? And Big Rock, what do you think of that as well?
I really don't think anything of it. They can make the odds whatever they want. They don't know me. They don't know him. They just making their assumptions off of, I guess, our last performances. And my last performance, the referee stopped the fight. His last performance, it was a one-punch knockout. So more power to him. If they think Jake's gonna win, go ahead, put your money on Jake.
What are your thoughts on that, Senior?
Well, as you know, I was 20-1 odds against me, so 2-1 seemed kind of even to me. And just to touch on something else, they say he's not, carrying the fight, doing nothing to promote the fight. He doing way more than I would do because they didn't incentivize him to do it. He's not getting any part of the upside of pay-per-view, so he's doing way better. He's carrying himself in a way better manner than I would if he was fighting me, because I wouldn't do no interviews with nobody.
Is the weight tough in that it seems like they're checking on it every week and wanting maybe pictures and all this? How is the weight coming in?
The weight, I mean, the weight's coming good. We're ahead of schedule. We're gonna hit weight next week, next Friday. Don't be surprised if I come in under 200 pounds. The weight's not been a problem. I think that they was really banking on that, but I had a lot of water weight and a lot of weight that could have been shut off. A lot of the fat is coming off, and it's coming off good. I'm eating every day, I'm staying hydrated, and I just believe that they banked a whole lot on that, and that's not going to be, a factor in their favor.
Just curious what you think. Jojo Diaz saying he feels like you won't win the fight because the hands are low and stamina. What do you think about not just what Jojo thinks about that, but people who may feel that way on August 6th, how the fight's going to play out?
They think that they see certain things, and what they think I don't see them. Jojo need to worry about, whatever his next fight is. But I picked JoJo to lose against Devin in dominating fashion, and he went out there and did it. So maybe he wants some get back from that. I don't know, but props to him, the world champion or former world champion. But it don't really mean nothing what he thinks. He ain't been in the gym with me. He don't know what I'm working on. He don't know. I don't think JoJo's even seen but one of my fights. So a lot of people are putting a lot of weight on that last fight that I had, and I highly doubt he even watched the whole fight. A lot of people just only watched that 5th round. So we'll see. Come August 6th, we'll see, and then I'm gonna shut JoJo and the rest of the world up. Whoever picked against me.
You didn't, as soon as the contract came, you just signed it, no questions asked. But being that he tried to lowball you, does that make you want to win the fight? Knock him out so that in the rematch you get all of what you feel you deserve this time, the second time.
I said it before, and a lot of people think that you'll get so much money in the rematch, but I don't think it's going to be a rematch. I think it's going to be a retire from Jake Paul. I don't think he's going to want to box again after this, especially not against me. I'm about to show him a completely different world than what he's used to. He's used to going in there and pretty much dictating what's going on. He's going to be getting punished on August 6th. He's going to look for a way out, and that's what he does. He panics. Jake Paul's a panicker. You can tell from his Twitter, from his Instagram. It's easy to rattle this guy, and I think the best way to rattle him is with my fist. So I'm going to be punching Jake Paul in his face, in his body, repeatedly come August 6th. So it's going to be a pretty tough obstacle to overcome.
So you think he'll want out? Because I remember you did say when you sparred him, you said, okay, he's a little tougher than I thought. He didn't just want out of there right away. But you think on fight night, he'll want out.
Yeah, it's a completely different story when, when you have a guy in there that's helping you and that's pretty much mentoring you into the boxing game, trying to help you gain some confidence, as opposed to somebody in there really trying to separate you from your consciousness. And that's what I plan to do. I plan to separate that man from his consciousness come August 6th. I feel like he playing with me, playing with my name.
And lastly, man, do you feel like, coming up around your dad, and not just your dad, but a lot of the great fighters that, took to you as a teenager and let you attend their big fights, and do you feel like being used to that stage will help you August 6th? And, just final words before fight night.
Absolutely. I've been around many world champions, namely Zab Judah, Floyd Mayweather, my father. There's been a host of world champions. I've been in their training camps, Chad Dawson, who is actually sparring Jake right now. I've learned a lot from a whole lot of champions, and I believe that, I believe in boxing. And I think that I have superior boxing skills than this man. And like Amanda Serrano said at the press conference, his only chance is really the equalizer. I think he's coming in praying on a Hail Mary, and I'm not going to give it to him. I'm going to have my hands up, my defense tight, and my whole game going to be rolling. I'm going to punish this boy.
Thanks, Rock.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, man? Good to see you.
So everyone, we're going to get him in the ring. While he's wrapping up, you're free to ask questions. Let's get him in. Show you all his greatness. Okay? Pop is available for interviews if anyone wants to get him up.
Paul don't fall! Paul don't fall!
So you want to get Rock now? Yeah, you can get.
Hey, Paul don't fall! Paul don't fall! Y'all.
Okay, I'm ready for you. Thank you.
You know what time it is.
It's time to ball.
My time. Cold-blooded.
Okay.
Cold-blooded. War rock mine. We're going to pause right there.
Tomorrow they're all here.
They're all here. Shereen.
Up here.
Shereen.
I'll just be sitting. No, stay in position. Stay in position. Okay.
Pause, don't fall. Any round. I'm not picking around. I just know he won't fall.
Hey, what's up, Al? How you doing?
Good to see you. Right?
Huh? Yeah, with my son. I'm sorry, I meant to respond. I stay off for a day or two, and then by the time I'm off, I'm like, oh, he's probably moved on to something else. No running. So good to see you, bro. What's up, Sean? What's up, man?
You good?
What's up, Steve?
How you doing?
Can I get you for 2 minutes about the fight? Sure. Okay, all right. I won't be 2 minutes.
Who we want to go?
Right here with
Side or?
This is good. If you're cool, yeah. Here with Showtime Sean Porter, my man Sean Porter. What's Hasim Rahman got to do to win this fight, Sean? I was surprised to see he's actually a slight underdog at the betting book.
I'm not surprised, you know. Well, I mean, honestly, I don't even know how the betting all that goes, but I don't think he's expected to win this fight, even though he's the boxer with the experience. I think that Jake Paul's got a lot of momentum riding on his side. He's got a lot of people riding on his side, of course. And I think the energy's flowing his way. What does Rock need to do? He needs to get in the ring and shake Jake up. I don't think Jake's been challenged in an actual fight. I really don't. And, you know, you present some challenges to Jake, and like I always say, like, in a real fight, you know, when it's live, that's when, you know, everything really shows up, you know. So how does Rock do that? Behind the jab. I think the jab is a weapon for Rock. I think the jab is a weapon for him. A lot of guys, it's just a setup tool. But for him, it's actually a weapon and a setup tool. Mm-hmm. But use that jab and work behind it. You know what I mean? Don't get complacent with just the jab. Don't get complacent with a lot of defense, because even though those things look good, is that what the hype is? The hype is around Jake, and if Jake's punching and you've been really defensive, judges ain't gonna look at you. You know what I mean? So, but I think the main thing is Rock's got to shake him up.
And you know, if Rock's using that jab, you know, like we would expect, you imagine Jake's going to look to come over the top with that right hand he loves.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're in that fighter's shoes to not get hit with that right hand?
Well, you know what? I think number one is you can't throw a lazy jab. And while we talk about Rock having a great jab, it's when he commits to it. When he's committing to throwing that jab and landing it, it's great. But there are times where he throws a lazy jab just to show it. Can't do that. That's what Jake is kind of looking for and betting on. And I'm sure that Jake's got a really good team, and you know he's gonna be prepared. So.
What do you do as a fighter when you get exhausted? Like Emmanuel Stewart said, the great ones can fight exhausted, and there's a good chance these two get exhausted.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
What does it come down to? Who wants it more at that point?
I've fought exhausted before, and I remember fighting through the exhaustion was simply me wanting to win, and it was me understanding that I had to simply keep going. It's not that simple all the time, but I think that that's the number one thing for both these guys. We're not going to talk just about Rock, but for both these guys to understand that, hey, this is a fight I'm actually going to be challenged in, and I have to be able to fight through those challenges. And, you know, that's why I always say adversity makes a champion.
And Sean, just got to ask, what's one thing when you've watched Jake you hate about how he fights, and one thing you actually like about how he fights? You say, not bad.
I like to see his jab. I like to see more jabs. I like to see him throw a jab that he can land. And I think everybody out there, y'all know me, I'm all about the jab. Right? It kind of is what it is. Even though I'm a short guy, I think that's one thing that I always felt challenged. People always challenged me that I couldn't land the jab, and so I really did. You know, I perfected my jab in a lot of ways and developed a lot of different ways to throw it. I think if Jake wants to get better, I think it's going to revolve around the jab for him, because that's the most basic punch in boxing. And when you're a guy with not very much experience, you have to rely on the basics, the fundamentals. I mean, it starts with the jab. So I like to see more jabs from Jake, and I think one thing I really like about him is his toughness and his ability to stand in there and take that chance with that overhand right. That's become his weapon.
You think he freezes up? Should Rock hit him like he has? You know, no one's really been hit yet.
I do.
You think he's going to freeze up?
I do, because so this is what I know. especially a guy like Jake, no disrespect to anybody in his camp, but I'm sure he's got someone, if not a couple people, that are rooting for him. And in boxing, where I come from, we don't do cheerleading.
Well, he's from where you're from. No.
But he ain't from where I'm from.
No, I know. Not the same.
And from where I'm from, we don't do the cheerleading. We don't do the this champ, that champ. We strive on working on things and getting better. But that being said, if nobody's challenging him in camp and nobody's forcing him to dig deep in camp, I can't really imagine that. But I do imagine that there's some hoorah when he's doing good things. I'm not saying that it's bad to do that. I'm just simply saying when you get challenged on fight night, if you haven't been through that in training and no one's got anything to cheer about, it happens. You know what I mean? So
you're left with yourself.
Cut that up, because I made really good sense of that. So make sure everybody understands.
Because then you're just left with yourself to pull you out.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not saying that cheering your fighter on is a bad thing. I'm just simply saying that there's got to be the other side too, because that other side will show up one day, and if you're not ready for that, you done crossed over into the twilight zone.
and where only you can pull yourself out of the abyss.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it gets real in that moment.
Yeah. Turn it on, because I'm not gonna do it later. Turn it on now, because I'm not gonna do it later.
And then lastly, man, Rock said he's already gotten a lot of messages from fighters and trainers. Do you feel that sentiment? You yourself, we want you to win for boxing and for the sanctity of boxing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's nothing against Jake. For me, I'm simply I just want Rock to put it down for his family. He on the Porterway podcast, he told a story about what Emmanuel Stewart said about him. I just think that's remarkable. That's amazing to hear those things, and you just gotta capitalize on that and live up to everything that's been said about you. So that's what I'm rooting on.
It's a more do it for Rock, not because you hate Jake thing. Yeah. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, brother. Good to see you, man.
Showtime.
No, it looks good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. A little change of venue.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Sean?
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
So y'all to fight, man?
I was running before and my body just won't stop sweating. I showered and I was running hard. Oh yeah.
That interview you did with James Crawford, that was kind of going through on FightHype, they never seemed to come up.
Terry's talking with the owner. So, how that goes.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Do your job a little too well. I'm going to talk with the trainer first. Augie, you got a minute to talk about the fight, brother?
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
You want to go out there or stay right here?
Oh, right here is fine. All right, here, Sean to tell my man Augie Sanchez, former coach too. But good to see you, Augie.
Yeah, you too, man.
How excited are you just for this opportunity? You coach Team USA, amazing coach in the amateurs, but you've been wanting to break through more and more in the pros, and this seems like a big opportunity.
Oh no, it's great. Rock reached out to me a couple weeks ago, and I started working with him, working on a fight plan, a strategic plan. Preparation for this fight, and he's looking great. He's working hard. He's looking great shape. His timing's on. So I mean, we definitely got the right game plan now. It's up to him to go put together.
One thing I know about your coaching is, conditioning wise on the mitts, you wear your guys out. Combinations. Has that been the case with Rock in camp? And do you think his stamina will be better? It'll be good. That's what everybody's worried about.
No. His stamina, his condition is great, like I said, and that's not even going to be a factor. He's just got to go there and show this guy how what boxing's really about, and he's gonna display that on the 6th.
Does that start with the jab, Augie? I know you can't get into the game plan too much, but does that start with the jab?
Yeah, whatever, you know, it starts with whatever you want it to be, right? Whatever you can identify. Whatever you can identify, that's what you put together. But yeah, ultimately, yeah, you find your distance, you find your timing off your jab. So that's just the basic information.
Right, because like Floyd Mayweather says, that's the best punch, and he says there's even elite fighters who still don't really get out of the way of a jab.
It's you find the timing, you find the speed, and you find your distance. It's a great tool. It opens up more opportunities off of your jab. So it's definitely the key punch to open up more opportunities.
You know, I know you can't get into it too much, but if Jake is going to try to come over the top of the jab with that right hand,
Jake is a one-dimensional fighter. He doesn't have the experience to oversee anything else. So he's a basic guy with a basic punch, and that's all he's really banging on. And Rock has all the experience, you know, and he's gonna go out there and display that.
Yeah. What is your assessment of Jake Paul as a fighter when you watch tape on him?
He's, like I said, he's just a beginner. You know, he's just a guy who has a lot of following, and that's why he's able to get these opportunities. But like I say, if I bring a basic boxer into the gym and train him for a few months, I guarantee he could he'll put hands on him. You know, but like I say, he's just a basic fighter. He don't have that. You can't train experience. You know, no matter what. You know, like I say, he's a basic fighter. You can't train experience. So no matter what he's being taught, he's not gonna grasp what they're trying to implement. So so I mean, there's nothing really to like. He's not gonna show anything to Rock that he's never seen before.
Right.
You know, when Rock was just a beginner, this is what it is. I mean, he's so much further ahead. You know, so I mean, it's nothing to worry about.
But he does have a lot of confidence in.
Yeah, he has a lot of confidence. Yeah, I mean,
is that dangerous to deal with?
No, I mean, you know, that's good. You gotta have confidence in your ability, what you're doing. Otherwise, you shouldn't be in the ring. But again, you know, let's be realistic here. You know, when you have a guy who has, you know, like I said, Rockman's crawled into the boxing ring after his dad. You know, so I mean, he's been around the game for many years. And you know, he had this guy who just kind of learned how to box on YouTube, watching other fighters. You know, so it's a different kind of experience being with a guy who really knows what they're doing.
It sounds like
sparring is different than in an actual fight. You know, there's much more intensity, more focus. You know, more hard punches, more determination. You know, so it's don't go by the sparring.
Right.
You know, a lot of guys don't look good sparring, but when you put them in a real fight, they get up for the opportunity. And and sometimes it can be reversed. You know, a lot of guys who look really good in the gym but can't fight a lick in a real fight, whether that be stage fight or whatever it is. But Rock, you know, he has the experience. He has all the tools, and he's just gonna show this guy what's really gonna be.
It sounds like as a boxing lifer, you know, a man who dedicated his whole life to the sport, that you want this young guy to be taught a lesson. You know, not like you hate him or anything, but there's a precedent you want set. You know, you and other fighters that I think there's a lot of fighters that way. Is that how you feel, Augie? Or it's like,
yeah, you know, it's just you know, kind of put people in their, you know, like you're all saying, know their role. You know, you don't
like The Rock used to say.
Yeah, know your role, exactly. And so I think this is gonna be a good display of that. You know, Rock is sprinting, but he's still, you know, crawling. And so I think, like I said, I think that Rock's gonna go out to display really boxing is really about, and display that experience that he has.
Do you think that punching power in the right hand is real, or is it more the opponent's, or he can punch?
Man, it's just a haymaker. And, that's all it is. It's nothing that he's really timing or setting up. He's just throwing it. So I mean, can he have power? Yeah. There's a lot of guys who are beginners. They don't even realize how hard they are because they're just throwing. Right. They don't know how to turn the punches, turn the punch or snap the shoulders. So much more is involved. Some guys just have natural strength. They don't even realize what they're doing. Now, is this a result of what he has? I don't know. The guys he's fought are not really legitimate fighters. MMA fighter, basketball player, or whatever he was. So I mean, I think a lot of it's going to be an eye-opener for all of real boxing people. They know what's really going to happen. The people are just tuning in, are just watching this guy. They're just backing him up just for the publicity.
Any message to Jake Paul, Team Paul?
It's just gonna be a reality check, really. It's just a reality check on stick to your job.
And a chance for your coming out party too, man.
Yeah. And myself, he's gonna, myself personally, I know what I've been teaching. I know what he's gonna be doing. The strategy. This was an easy strategy to come up with. Easy plan.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like I said,
forget about it. It took 5 minutes.
He's the one. He don't know anything about versatility. He's only one-dimensional fighter. He's a beginner, like I said. It's easy to come up with a game plan with a guy who knows basically 1, 2, 3. The basic punches. So this was easy. This was a no-brainer. So Jake Paul, he's this is gonna be a reality check.
Comes to an end.
Yeah, all good things come to an end.
This has been fun. And then lastly, Augie, just because you are the last man to truly beat Floyd Mayweather, sounds like a rematch with Conor McGregor in boxing might happen. Does Floyd win again by TKO?
Of course, man. He's gonna win again every time.
Even if he's 55, 60 years old?
It doesn't matter. He has the respect. He has the timing. These guys have to show too much. They have a lot of respect for him. So, he should face me.
A rematch in the 96 Olympic trial.
I'm still active. I'm still in shape. But it would be a lot of fun. But no, it's just gonna be another display of Floyd just having fun in there and doing what he does, man.
Thank you, Augie. And good luck August 6th. Thank you, Augie.
Man. Thank you.
Thanks, folks. Appreciate you, brother. Love you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's too late for it. It's too late for it.
Grab my phone. The one in the gold case.
Hasim Rahman. Rahman has really trained very hard for this fight. We've been in camp for a while. We started in New York, we came to Vegas, and Rock taking this fight serious than he ever took a fight. So that's gonna make a difference.
When I asked you how Haney Kambosos was gonna go, you said it was gonna be a shutout, and that's what happened. How's this fight gonna go, you think, Joel?
Well, I think it's more of a punishing fight. I think Rock gonna punish Jake Paul. I mean, he's gonna beat him up pretty bad. Maybe at the end, he might get him out of there, but if he don't, he's gonna bust him up.
How important and how dominant do you think his jab could be in this fight?
That's one of the best punches that he got. It's going to play a major role in Jake. So Jake will probably try to slip it or come in, but he's going to be surprised by the power that this man possesses. Rock hits very hard. Right.
Because that's what we're thinking is he's going to try and load up on that right hand over the jab, but it sounds like you think he might get caught with something.
He's going to get caught. We got traps. I'm a defensive coach. I work on nothing but defense. We got traps. I lay traps all day. Watch it, Jake. Watch it.
That's what your son's dad used to do with that left hand, with the uppercut down the middle.
You don't see it. If what you see, that's what put you to sleep.
How do you assess Jake Paul, though, when you watch tape on him?
I mean, he trains hard. He got a good right hand, but he do a lot of things basic. There's a lot of things that he don't do that he should do. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to capitalize. I see all the mistakes he made, everything. You know what I'm saying? Look, he watched boxers, play boxing. One thing about boxing, you can't play boxing. You got to either be a real boxer or you're not. You can't fake it. You know what I mean? You can't play baseball. I mean, basketball, baseball, hockey, you can all tag your man, I need help. I'm tired. Get coming in. There's no help in boxing. And Jay gonna find it out.
And we've never really seen him hit. How do you think he's gonna react to that?
Well, I think he's gonna get hit. And I think he's gonna be on his bicycle. He's gonna until he get caught. But I think Rock gonna have him running that whole fight. Gonna have him running. Yes. If he tries to stand there and trade with Rock, short night, early night, early.
What's it like though when you're the underdog and you're kind of going on the road? You've been there, done that. What's important mentally for a fighter? With all that, what's some of the keys to get it done when you're the underdog?
You gotta just believe in yourself. You gotta say your prayers to the Father, to God Almighty, and you gotta train hard. That's it. Mainly, the Father got you. Train hard. That's what you gotta do. And believe in yourself. That's what it's gonna take.
Have you become like an uncle to the sport, between Rock Jr. and Devin? And it seems like so many young American fighters, you've gotten their hands on them as youngsters.
Yeah, I got a lot of young fighters when they was young that turned out to be superstars now. Because I like working with young kids. And especially when I see they got talent. You know what I'm saying? And God bless me to be fortunate to work with Devin, to work with Rock, to work with Amani, to bring Zab up from a kid and make world champions. So
it seems like you don't really want nothing out of it. It's from the heart,
Look, that's why you never see me in the camera. Because when I give them the glory, I get out the way. As long as we can win the fight, that's my glory.
And Joel, I gotta ask, because you guys went to war back 16 years ago with Floyd. Do you think he wins that?
I
Mute better than that. You ready? Ain't you close?
I don't know. Like, I thought you were really close.
And how have your hands been your whole career? One more time, I can hear you.
We have a big history together, man. The whole family.
Did you grab his dad's hands also?
No, I didn't. His dad retired.
How much have you dreamed of moments like this?
It's less like a dream and more like a work for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been working for this moment for a long time. And, you know, it's not over until it's over. So, it's not, I didn't do this for all this. I did this to win on August 6th. This don't mean nothing. None of this means anything. August 6th, having my hand raised is the main goal, the main objective. So I fell short in my last fight, and I looked to the right all the wrong that I had my last fight. With this is it. I got another chance to go ahead and show the world that I'm a champion.
How disrespected have you felt? I talked to a couple family members, talked to your dad, I talked to your uncle. The general tone is he's barking up the wrong tree and he's disrespected the wrong family. Can you talk to us about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, Jake Paul, he don't want to talk about family legacy. His father's a pedophile, his brother's in the closet. So, you know, he don't really want to go back and forth with the whole family legacy thing. What has his family done? His family ain't done nothing. They some YouTube guys. They got a whole bunch of kids following them on YouTube. Most of his following is people who are 15 and under. They don't got nothing to do with this sport. Then, you know, I'm 100% sure that he bought his followers. So it's like, you know, he's a fraud. And it's not a fraud sport. This sport will tell on you. This sport will tell on you. This is the truth sound right here. And that ring on August 6th is going to be a lie detector. And I'm going to prove to the world that Jake Paul's a liar, a scammer, a fraud, a phony. And I feel blessed that I get to be the one to do it.
You know, I watched a video from Roy Jones Jr. a couple of days ago on his boxing podcast with Tarver and the Magic Man, Paulie Malignaggi. And he mentioned that he had particular concern about your state of mind when you finished sparring with Jake Paul, when they had the video. You seem to be kind of taken aback by Jake Paul when the camera started rolling. You look like, did he start acting differently when the cameras came on after the session, or had he been irritating you the whole time?
Like I said, Jake Paul's a phony. So, you know, you go in there to box and they tell me we can't film, but they can film. They got 3-4 cameras rolling. And then, you know, he's only talking when he's doing something effective. Like if he lands a good punch or he's about to land a good punch, he might say something or talk slick. And I knew they would cut it up like that and make it look like that. That's why I was upset. my reaction that they posted had absolutely nothing to do with the boxing. It had to do with a respect factor. It was a respect thing. It had nothing to do with what was going on inside the ring. And you know, after Roy even came out with that interview, Jake even came out and said that I got the better of the sparring session. So that goes to show Roy was off on what he said. Roy said that, you know, when you see one guy mad, you see the other guy one way, you can tell what happened in the sparring session. But Jake came back and refuted what he said. He said that I got the better of the sparring session. So, you know, Roy wasn't there, so I don't blame him. But you know, that's a world champion that I love and respect a whole lot. He has a lot to do with why I box today. And if Roy want to see the sparring session, he can hit me up and I'll send it to him. So, you know, that wasn't about nothing. I don't take nothing personal to what Roy said, but he didn't know what was going on in there, and he didn't know that my reaction that day was more so to what Jake was doing, not to anything that had to do with boxing or the boxing that just took place.
So you say generally just his overtone with you was one that was disrespectful as a man and you just wasn't going to stand for it. Is that what happened?
It was disrespectful not only to me but to the sport of boxing. Like if you got a professional coming in to help you out and the professional is taking it easy on you and not going 100%, only using one hand, show a little respect. You know what I'm saying? Show some respect. Show some integrity. I don't think he has any of that. I think he's a classless individual. And like I said many times before, I'm gonna expose him on August 6th.
How much pressure do you feel from the boxing community at large? You are the best opponent that he's faced up until this point, and you hold all the cards. If you beat him, the Jake Paul chain stops. If you don't, it surges ahead full speed. How much have you given that thought?
Not a lot. I'm just looking forward to being victorious. Anybody else's opinion don't matter. I go in there to win. So I know this guy is not the toughest guy I've fought. He's not the most skilled. He's not the most experienced. He's probably not even top 3 as far as opponents that I face. I think that he made a serious mistake in picking me to fight. So when we get in there on August 6th, I got to prove that. And I think that his job is a lot tougher than my job. He has to overcome a whole lot. He has to adapt a whole lot. And you know, my job is to be the guy who hasn't fought anybody besides him. He's only been in there with opponents who fought him. He's never been in there with someone who has experience against other people. My last fight made me better. My loss made me better than any of the wins that I had. So I look to continue what I was doing on my way to a world title, and that's what I'm looking forward to most. I'm gonna go ahead and take his little shine or whatever you want to call it, clout, and I'm gonna ride that to a world title. Once I become a world champion, inshallah, you know, he'll be. I'll give him a thank you, but that's only because he messed up. He really messed up on this. Picking this fight. It's not a game. This is not a facade. It's not nothing that's you know, scripted or where people are asking me to take it easy on him. I'm looking to separate this man from his consciousness. So come August 6th, he's gonna be in a world of trouble.
And we've heard you say that a couple of times before. Is knockout the only plan that you guys have? It looks like with this fight, if you knock him out, you're a household name overnight. Is that the game plan? Is that something that you're looking to go do right away?
My game plan is to dominate from the first bell to they drag me off of him, drag him off the canvas, or ring that final bell. I can plan, Jake Paul can plan, my team can plan, his team can plan, but Allah is the best of planners. Only Allah knows what's scripted. I don't know what's going to happen when we get in there. I may win by decision, I may win by knockout. It may be in the Lord's writing that I don't even win. I don't know. But what I do know is that Allah blessed me with an amazing team. I feel the best I've ever felt in my career. And I look to go in there and put on a beautiful performance. This is an opportunity that I couldn't let slip by. And regardless of what anybody thinks is a hard make to say, or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna put my best foot forward, and inshallah, I'm gonna come out on top for all the Muslims.
With you being so webbed inside of the last 25 years of boxing's blood from your father, what fighters have reached out for you and said, bro, you gotta get this done? Has anybody reached out to you and said, hey man, it's on the line and you're the one that's gonna do it? Has anybody talked to you, and if they have, who have you spoken to?
I spoke to, I'm gonna just name three. I'm gonna name four. AB, Adrian Bronner, and then surprisingly, Lawrence Okoli and Ben Whitaker. They're my guys, man. They got my respect for life. Actually, with that being said, not a lot of people reached out to me after I fought Kenzie. Lawrence Okoli was one of the only people to give me a good word and to let me know that he seen what happened, and it was whatever the case may be, whatever he said. But that man has my respect for the rest of my life, just for being there when a lot of people that I grew up with in the sport didn't reach out, didn't look to say anything, and a lot of them only reached out after I signed this fight. So those guys right there, those are guys that got. I respect everybody. I give them my respect and I appreciate them reaching out. But to reach out when I was at a low point in my career, that means a lot. And that's what those guys did. Other people, they reached out when I did sign this fight and said, you got to do this, you got to do this. But the ones that meant more were the ones that reached out before I got this opportunity, which, like I said, Adrian Bronner, Lawrence Okoli, Ben Whitaker, those guys, I could tell they some real guys, man. They didn't wait until the train started to show me that I had support out there in the boxing community. They actually reached out and got in touch with me before this whole thing got started. So they got my respect for life.
Adrian Bronner, we see Adrian Bronner coming back versus Omar Figueroa. What do you think about Adrian Omar Figueroa?
I know this fight was supposed to happen before, and it got canceled for whatever reason. But as long as Adrian come in shape, which he in Colorado Springs right now, he getting ready. I think, he can beat anybody. He can beat anybody he put his mind to. And I see the look in his eye. He looks focused. He looks like he's really, really hating training camp, which is a good thing. I'm hating this training camp. But, you got to understand what comes behind it. Adrian does. He understands what's coming behind it. And he understands what's on the line. When he gets in there with Figueroa, I look for him to be victorious.
Do you think that Jake has done anything good for boxing, or is he just kind of using it for his own self?
Honestly, before this fight, I may have had a different answer, but I think Jake is using boxing for clout. He talk about fighter pay and all this other stuff that boxers are supposed to be paid more and all this other stuff, but when he has the opportunity to pay a boxer more, the first boxer he actually paid, you could double my purse. I'm not getting with the least amount of what all his other opponents made. So how you gonna be an advocate for boxing and do all this stuff for boxing, and when you finally get to face a boxer, you give him the short end of the stick. It's like that's bullshit. You using boxing to catapult these MMA fighters and set these MMA fighters up with these huge, humongous paydays, but then you send me a contract and say, it's take it or leave it. If you don't take this, I'll never give you a chance to fight me again. It's bullshit. And like I said, Jake Paul is a bullshitter. He's a scammer. He's a fraud. He's a fraudulent person, a fraudulent individual. And I'm going to expose him in fucking shit.
If he fought the same opponents as you, what would his record be?
don't know. I think it's like 3 guys I fought. He can't beat King. He struggled with Raymond O'Shane. I don't know between Damian Reed and Ronnie Hill who he would beat. He probably. I don't know how he would do against either one of them. And Mario Juarez, he would have to knock out. He wouldn't be able to box. He wouldn't be able to beat him in a boxing match. He would have to knock Mario Juarez out. But the other guys that I fought, he probably did. I give him that credit. But those 2 or 3 guys, he would struggle with. He would definitely struggle with. He would absolutely lose to Kendrick. He would struggle with Raymond O'Shane, and he would have problems with Ronnie Hill and Mario Juarez. Yeah, he does. He does. But I think I got the key to bring the bitch up out of him. He got a lot of bitch in him too. So I'm gonna bring the bitch up out of him come August 6th.
What would make you?
There's inspiration all around the world. I got a huge family, got a huge fan base before this fight was made. A lot of people that believe in me, a lot of people that have been having my back since I was a teenager. Rest in peace, Emmanuel Stewart. He actually praised me and said that I would be heavyweight champion of the world before he said Deontay Wilder, before he said Tyson Fury, before he gave any of those guys the respect of being a future champion. He was talking about me, and he's playing me as his heavyweight. So I look to make him proud. I look to make my grandfather, my pop proud, and the biggest inspiration that I ever had, I had to bury my son, and I look to make my son Jabril. I look to make him proud.
We heard a lot. You do have a bit of an edge, but what are you going to teach?
But teaching that it's a difference between sparring and boxing, boxing and real fights, and I'm gonna teach them that you don't disrespect the sport. You don't disrespect the sport. It's a game you have to have respect for. Now he has respect for it in the sense that he trains hard, he works hard, but it's more than that. I'm definitely gonna show him what it is.
What do you think about the rehydration clause that was there?
Let's get him in the ring, but he can come back after.
I think it's bullshit.
He did that. I was like,
Cold-blooded time, baby. Rock time, baby. Whoa, rock time. Whoa, rock time.
at that jab. Beautiful. Best out there, young champ. The best out there, young champ.
I got some needs. I need to money up. I need to breathe. I need to honest. I need to scheme. I need to love you. I need me. Got it, I need. I'm telling the bitch that I'm not a lead. It's enough and I think I'm a little to suckers. You niggas keep making them scheme. Come out for blood and you're making them bleed. You try to run in the regular league. I make a phone like I'm making the lead. You know I want like I'm making the lead. I mean what I say and I say what I mean. I ain't no joke me and nigga I mean. If I'm coming on, I'm making that same. Niggas are already tapped to it. Instead of getting it like an OG. Can't get on the shit that they told me. Tell the niggas they get it, they don't need. You gon' turn it back into the old me. You gon' turn it back into the savage. I done did shit you couldn't imagine. Never nothing that bought me a mansion. I can never go back to my has been. I can never go back to the old days. No, it's back to walking the work on the toilet. Back to thinking my height is my stomach. Back to telling my telling me okay.
No, I got it. I just fell.
Super quick. Ball gon' fall, y'all. Ball gon' fall, y'all.
I can ready them niggas got me. Keep good energy and I'm prayed up. Tunnel vision and nothing could phase us. What you cost me, nothing could save it. Put out thing out of time, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Yeah.
think I got Sean's first answer that I asked about. I don't remember exactly what they said. I just remember thinking, "Oh, that's my title." You know what I mean? Like whatever he said. Yeah, exactly. No, I got it. Go ahead. Keep giving it to me. Pauses as he speaks, so he'll like his little answer, but he stops. Like I was about to like go
You know, I needed you, I was weak. Started listening on this peach. Had to keep on calling you a peach. People calling mommy on my teeth. This a peach. Gotta keep on calling in my meat. People calling mommy on my teeth. But you putting forges on the G. I can still coffee in my G. I don't like to talk it on the G. You know, I need you, I was Spinning coffee on my jeans. I don't like to talk, I'm a speed, baby. Smackers in the beans and little haze. Sipping on the lean, but I ain't lazy. Things direct, fake, turtle snakes. Eating on the face, you still waste. I been smoking coffee with the weed. I'ma keep you hooking, selling beat. Never wanna sign me, what's the beat? Double nines on me, I'm from 18. Louis V, peach color, brain, dog and
Would you say when you started using two hands in the sparring, you were touching up there pretty good when you decided to use two hands?
I didn't really use it. I just was like throwing the right hand out there so it wasn't completely active. I never tried to hit him with
How's the power, Coach? How's the power? Even with the weight loss?
Power is just great. You got a lot of power.
Even with the weight loss, you feel the same power coming from?
Even more. Actually, even more.
Yeah. Why would you think more?
Because more speed, snap on it. Stay wavy, baby. Stay wavy. Come on. Where you going? Right there, man. Give me a roll. Oh, give me a roll, baby. Give me a roll. There you go. There you go. Right here. Right. You go, baby. Go. Right, drop. Put it on together. Good, baby. Keep going, baby. What you doing? Right, put that in front of you. Long as in front of you. There you go. Give me a roll, baby. Yeah. Stick. Stick him. All right. Good for him. Fade 1, 2. Nice, bro. Good. Good. Look right here. Oh!
Check. Good. Look at the step. Look at the step. Right, that's right. Step. Good. Good.
Say I can't go back and let me tell you about it. Then fuck the niggas, I come back and let me tell you about it. I wanna tell you about it. Heads up, everybody run. Come outside and say I got a gun. Niggas like this, that's what everybody said. Go about the truck and everybody did. Everybody scared of the nigga. Niggas better. All my bitches are thinking a little. Niggas is saying anime. Me, I never hate cake like anime. Fuck the cake, the damn cake. Fuck good, the damn cake. You know how to go with it.
Like that too.
Coach, don't hurt Jake too bad. Coach, don't hurt Jake too bad.
He's gonna hurt him. He's gonna hurt him. He's on fire. He's on fire. He's starting out first round. Punching like that. No way. Paul gonna fall. Y'all.
Niggas don't sing about it no more. Nobody sing about it no more.
What do you look like? Man, look great. Paul will fall. Paul will fall, y'all. Paul will fall. Y'all. We not playing. We not playing. He's on fire. He's on fire, y'all. He wears outfits. Keep on outside. He gonna knock that Paul's head off. Stick him. Stick him. Stick him. Give me 12 times. Stick. There you go. Double jab. Double him up. Good. Double him up. Good. Stick. Walk him down. Walk him down. Walk him down, baby. Walk him. There you go. Walk him. Give me 2. Right, there you go. He can't deal with it. He can't deal with it. Yeah, take that. Stick. There you go. Stay on. Stick him high. Stick him low. Stick him. 2. Stay on, baby. Stay on. There you go. Give me a 2. Give me a 2. What are you going to do? Stay on him. There you go. Keep pushing him back. Keep pushing him back. Push him back. Right. Push him back. Yeah.
Damn.
Work him, Kay. Work him, Kay. Let's go. There you go. Stick him. Stick him. Oh! Keep going forward, Rock. Go forward. Now. Get wavy inside. Get wavy. Get wavy. Move that head. Walk the line. Come on. Yeah. Rip that body shot. Get down that body shot. Stick him. Stick him. Give me 2 up top. Give me 2 up top. Stick. Stick forward in the hook. Ah, you see it? There it was. Right on the chin. Right on the chin. Oh! 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 Shit. What? There you go. Punish him. There you go. There you go. High grease. Here you go.
You know, also got to
Hey, great job. It's looking good. I can feel it.
Keep it up. Now you breathing. Look at that. We'll do this all day. That's it.
Nice,
Stick him. Stick. I'll spawn him, baby. I'll spawn him. Right. Look at that. Look at that. Do this all day, son. Ain't no breaks in here. Keep doing it. Go. Stick him. Stick him. Double stick him, Jim. Double stick him. All right. 20,000. 20,000. Holler. Let's go. Rock. They want to see you. There you go. Come on, baby. You got to show up. There you go. Show up. That's right. Shut him down. On Jay Trans become yours. Oh, that's just it. 20,000 for rock. That's it.
Big time.
I see you rocking. 20,000. All coming your way. There you go. Oh, wow. Sick. Sick. Sick, baby. They're gonna know you. They're gonna know you after this. Everybody. Double right hand back. Double right hand back. Oh! One, two, high. You spin. Higher. You spin. Spin. Go. Watch the uppercuts. You're going to walk into it. Right, you're going to walk into it. There you go. Right, there you go. There you go. Nice, right. There you go. Beautiful work. That's it, baby. All day. That's it. All day. There you go. Out here. Here we go. I can't take too much punishment. Y'all want to know if he's hitting hard? Hell yeah. Hitting hard as hell.
Big man, huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it on the street.
He puts on a new kick.
You gonna roll it in? You bring it home. Looking like this. The closer is in now.
Hey, Junior, you gotta save some for the pay-per-view, man. Don't show everything.
So you have fun, Ray Robinson.
headshots, y'all ain't you know. Pay that low, but we fly high, you know. Talking shit, free Wi-Fi, whoa.
It's like non-stop big fights for you, man. First in Australia, another big ass one in New York.
Can't get a break. And I'm going back to Australia.
Oh, you're going back?
This time we're going to stop them both.
Hey, there you go.
Easy money, right?
Talking about going over to go check on Camp Post. You say
what do you got to tell Devin to be more aggressive in the camp? Does he need to be more aggressive to set up shots better? How does he knock out combos?
No more cameras after this round. Show that name, man.
Challenge me, back to my advantage. I'm all standing like standing outside the window, just playing fucking advantage. Nina Serafina, my girl, so then I baby her, waving her at you crazy. Who gave you crazy? We got
He
Don't hurt him. That's not Jake. That's not Jake.
Turn it over again. Turn it over. Please come back. Bring it back.
Wake up, Jake! Wake up, Jake! Wake up, Jake! I see a little bunch of Jake Pauls on the ring.
Yo, wow. Well, it was almost, he thought you were Jake for a second there. You almost went down.
Last one. Now, he lost. Jake looked at that fight and said he can do the same thing. He's wrong. He made a big mistake. And we're going to expose him to the world. I mean, yo, he's fighting for real boxing. We're standing up for all of them.
Come on.
All the YouTube fans will come to us. All of
Only at DLX. Only at DLX. You're going to try to tag platform like this.
think you fly. I'm up there too. You fly. I'm up there too. You know they say too. It's better than the one time. To keep it too simple for my place. Like, this is not what it's gonna be. Cause I really wanna put a heat in your face. And I'm asking you what you see. And I'm shit like
Miscalculate by making you come down to this weight?
Absolutely.
Here we go.
It looks like I haven't got you in your best shape yet. You know,
You're in the great boxing days. Okay, Kim. All right, Kim. Okay. Where's the inside? All right, so he should. You want to get ready because when he's done, you want to talk to each other. All right. Let's go.
Check 1, 2, 3.
How's stuff going with the podcast? Beautiful. Shit's so much fun to watch, bro.
Is it? Oh, thank you.
When did you offer, bro?
Huh?
Brought me to tears, y'all.
Yeah, that was Ant. I don't know if you met him. My big man,
It's a
Ant.
fucking great podcast.
Thank you, man.
Okay, but that's my teammate, so sure, he's easy. Yeah, unless you really want it.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it all night, man. Appreciate it.
The show got to do the greens.
Yeah, we're cool. Appreciate it. All right, FightHype.com here with the last true lineal heavyweight champion of the world from America, my man Hasim Rahman. Just what's your assessment of Jake Paul as a challenge and as a fighter when you watch tape?
Wait a minute. I need you to ride with me on this. I got my little homies right there. That's Worldwide, and that's Duck, right? And that's Kenny, right? And that's Twin. They my little homies, right? Yeah, right. I'm the big homie. Come on, okay. Come on back. I just wanted to introduce my little homie. You know, now go
Baltimore,
ahead.
Baltimore in the house.
Nah, they all over L.A., Louisiana, Bay Area.
So he can have more room.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But move it over there because I want him
Yep.
I'm saying. What we got?
I'm gonna move you outside so that y'all can both do your interviews in tandem, so you don't gotta be quiet. Yeah.
Thank you.
I need to get live. Give one more flick of my little homie.
Oh, I got you. They don't seem to agree with the little homie label. They seem.
All right, now what's up now?
They seem to debate the little homie label.
No, it's the big homie.
Yeah,
It's
right,
the big
right.
homie. I'm the big homie. He the little homie.
Hey, and I'm a man. Period.
You ain't gonna say nothing?
Sure, what to say?
See, he agree with it, then.
I'm great.
So go ahead now.
I'm just the youngest one here, so you know.
You ain't the youngest.
Who's the youngest?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
am. Right? I am. Oh, yeah. Yep.
So now what? Nothing.
And look, real talk, right? I'm gonna keep it real with you. This is my big homie from back home, 100, straight up. But we all men. But hey, but we all
Ain't that
men.
what I said?
We all men.
Did I ever say he wasn't a man? Did I ever say he wasn't a man?
We ain't paying it no mind.
Did I ever say he was not a man? They all men.
Hey, we ain't paying it no mind.
Well, I gotta ask you fellas first. What do you guys think happens August 6th when Rock Jr. gets in that ring, Madison Square?
Yeah.
Easy.
He going down.
Going down. Going down. J. Paul will fall.
Yeah.
There you go. I can't say it no better.
But how do you assess him when you watch tape on him? How do you assess him as a fighter?
I think he up and coming prospect. You know, he will be a good 8 round fighter. I think he's good for where he is. Remarkable for lack of amateur fights, but you can tell he's dedicated to his profession. He's trying to be the best at his craft. So I'm gonna give him respect as a real fighter. But you know, I just feel like he's running into a real fighter, a real conditioned fighter, a real stronger fighter, a real fighter that control his speed with their timing and I got the height, got the strength, got the IQ. I mean, all the boxes we check first.
You know, we saw him doing combinations in there, and he wasn't really getting tired. How's he made such a transformation from the last camp with Kenzie to this camp? It's like it's a transformation.
It's definitely a transformation, but I think you know, when you've been winning all your life and you've been performing one way, then you get used to it. So it's hard for me to tell you that's not the right way. But when you get a lesson, the L, which he got an L, the lesson he learned from it, and he start picking up his conditioning. And I feel like that I think not only everybody in this media saw, but Jake was on his live and saw. So the boy gonna be ready. He gonna be ready to fight, and may the best man win. But I know the best man gonna be my son.
Any chance Rock Jr. looked a little too good in there that make Jake or BJ or a businessman in that camp say, I don't know?
I mean, if he get the chicken pox all of a sudden in the next couple of days, then we know what's up. He ain't really want smoke. You know, they wanted a depleted, weak version of my son that they could run through and put on their highlight reel, which is not going to happen.
Was that a miscalculation with the weight? Like they're actually forcing him to get in better shape than he's ever been. Like, is it?
I mean, anybody like anybody who's seen my son over the years, reporters out here in Vegas, they can see they never seen him looking this good. So
I'll vouch. Yep.
It's going to be a real fight. Jake is in for a real fight, and I don't know if he signed up for a real fight. I don't think he signed up for a real fight, but he's going to be in for a real fight. This ain't Woodley.
What did you think in the press conference when he even jogged back and forth with you and got disrespectful? And
I mean, for one, I don't really pay it no mind. I don't take it personal.
It didn't seem to affect you.
It don't affect me at all. I would never let another man affect me, especially in a controlled environment. You know, like if me and Jake was in 7-Eleven or on the streets together, would he get disrespectful to me? No, the answer is no. So when you're in protective custody and you talk like that you're just showing that you are a self-gangster. You know you got protection around. You know we're in a controlled environment, so you want to run your mouth. You know, that's like guys be behind bars and running their mouth knowing to see it, nobody can get to them. So I can't get to them. So of course you're gonna run your mouth. But I take that as a compliment. Everything you said to me, I take as a compliment because I know if we was anywhere in the public, you wouldn't talk to me like that. You gonna speak and get out the way. Because I'm real. I'm a real dog, and I would trash him if he ever tried to get disrespectful to me. But he know to do it in the right setting, and that's fine. That's fine. But you're not gonna get to me because I know what you are. I know what you are. So that's no big deal. I would know he couldn't bother me like that.
Cell gangster. That's a new one.
That's what they do. That's what they do. You know the kind of guys that be on protective custody that can't come out in the yard. That's that's running his mouth to all the guys that's in the yard because they protected. Because they protected. So Jake want to get disrespectful because he was protected. I mean that's what guys like that do. But all he did was show me what he is. He would never, if in an uncontrolled environment, try to play with me like that.
Watching Junior, sometimes it really looks like the jab's the best punch in the arsenal. How important will that jab be? And also, how do you avoid Jake trying to come over the top with that right hand he loves to throw?
Well, I mean, without giving away exactly what we're going to do.
Right.
But I just feel like timing is everything. The timing of his jab, where he places his jab, and stay defensively responsible. We know what he's going to do. We already know what Jake's going to do. Jake can't do anything else. Jake is a 1-2 guy. That's it. A jab to the chest, an overhand right. Okay. We don't have much to figure out.
Junior's the one with the 8-inch reach advantage.
And timing.
Right.
And timing. So we feel like we good. We confident. We confident of winning by knockout.
When you got an 8-inch disadvantage in reach, that means you got to cut the distance. You got to be the guy coming forward.
You know what they
right?
call that?
You could walk into something, right?
You know what they call that?
What's that?
You got to bring ass to get ass. And when he bring that ass in there, we're going to tear that ass up.
You think he'll walk him into something?
He'll have to. Jake going to have to. He can't reach him unless he get close enough for Junior to reach him. So in order for him to hit Junior with anything, he's in range. And if he's in range, he's in trouble.
Now, obviously, you're going to unconditionally love your son no matter what. But as part of you, when you talk to him, like, this is it. This is your chance to separate your name from, to really make your own name and, like, don't fuck this up.
As opposed to what?
I'm not sure. Yeah, how do you go about it?
I don't understand what your question is.
Right.
Are you saying if he loses?
No. I'm just saying, how do you go about that mentally to help him out and just the whole situation there?
Preparation is the key. And if he's prepared, he wins. It's that simple. Preparation is the key.
And if it comes down to who just wants it more, you feel like he'll show he has the more of the dog.
Man, I just feel like he's the more experienced. He got all the physical advantages, and he got more to prove than Jake.
And he wants that rematch money.
Man, if the rematch happened, like he said, I heard him say earlier, Jake may not want that rematch. But it's definitely on the table if he chooses to do so. But he might get knocked out so violently that he may not want to box again. And if he do try boxing again, he may want to go down a level or two.
What is the final prediction August 6th? How do you visualize the fight?
I see Jake getting knocked out 5th, 6th round.
All right, and then just before I let you go too, man, because Joshua Usyk too, and do you feel like Joshua's going to win that?
I think Joshua going right in the wrong. I think Joshua going to become 3-time heavyweight champion.
You know he's training with Robert Garcia, right? Was that the right?
I'm not sure who's the right guy.
They got to go forward, and that's kind of what he does.
I'm not sure who's the right guy for him because I wasn't in there. I wasn't privy to any of the things that he taught him. But I know I respect Joshua's IQ, and I know he did his due diligence, and he tried out a number of different trainers, and that's who he picked. So I'm gonna ride with him.
What do you think is the best adjustments he's got to make in the rematch?
I just think he can't do. I think it's the way you fight Usyk is you have to have multiple different game plans. I think you can't just try to outbox him. I think you can't just try to outslug him. I think you have to switch it up. You have to keep him guessing. You have to make him adjust to you. So if you try boxing him one round, then Usyk makes adjustments so quick. The next round you got to kind of slug with him. The next round you got to do something different. You know, I just think you got to keep him guessing, and then you can go back to what you did one round, but keep him guessing every round.
Because we're sitting on the sidelines like, oh, he's got to walk him down. He's got to walk him down.
That's a key, right? And you have to do that, but you can't do that every round. Usyk is much too good of a fighter. You have to continually keep him guessing. If you don't keep him guessing, you're not winning.
And lastly, now with you know, long retired Baltimore's finest, Tank. Is that a dangerous fight with Ryan? You know,
I just think it's too soon for Ryan. I think Ryan has way too much going on to be pressured into fighting Tank Davis at this point. I think Ryan shouldn't succumb to the peer pressure, and I think he should get maybe 2 or 3 or 4 more fights with Goosen, and I think they'll get better and better every fight. And when he does fight for a title, I think he'll win it. But I don't think he should. He's 23, 24 years old. He's too young. Let him get a little bit more experience, a little more time with his coach, and I think they can make some good history. But I just think right now they might be rushing it.
Would his size at least be like an equalizer? Like Tank got better skills and experience, but would his size at least kind of equal things out a little bit?
It would make it a good fight, a competitive fight.
Yeah.
While it lasts, I just don't think that it would end in his favor right now.
Got it. Hey, Rock, good luck to you August 6th, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Rock. Thank you. Appreciate you, fellas.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Hey, bro. Hey, make sure you edit that old false ass shit you were saying earlier. I bet not kept this shit on YouTube.
Which part are you talking about? Before he lost out?
He's a big homie. Big homie. I'm a little homie. Cut that shit off. I want to have my face on camera first of all. You feel me, bro? Yeah. All that old false ass shit.
Just give me the heads up.
He's a little homie. I'm getting the truth. Yeah.
Here at the DLX Boxing Gym in Vegas. That's it for Hasim Rahman Jr. I gotta admit, he looked very good today. So that makes me think his chances are very good August 6th. We got a real fight. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Keep it locked in.